I do want to, on your next cycle break, I want to have you back on to talk about the hunting trip you went on this year. Any hunting you did, I want to have you on for that. But I want you now to go and spend time with the families. I know you don't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is we're off tomorrow, So
nice. See, that's good. Then now you get a little extra time with the family. That's good then.
Yeah, I'm not only person there is movement drill. That's one of the things that sucks about being movement drill. Someone's got to be there, and it's you. It's you. But the hunting trip. We're talking about in Texas.
Yeah. I want to have you talk about that. And do you hunt on Leonard Wood at all?
So no, I've never hunted on Fort Leonard Wood.
How come?
You're listening to Hunting the Frontlines, part of the Praying and Slaying podcast network. This show is led by retired Army Sergeant Justin Wilson and dedicated to the men and women hunters who serve or have served in the U.S. military and chase game wherever they're stationed. From on-base hunts to wild ground just outside the wire, Hunting the Frontlines is your go-to resource for scouting new terrain, learning the ropes, and making the most of every opportunity at your next duty station. Now let's dive in.
Well, when I was in Hood, I got a spot out there on Hood. I had a feeder out there, I had a camera, I had a tree stand, a blind. Spent all spring and summer just slaving away, just getting it prepped. Opening day, I walk out there, and there's an older gentleman sitting in my tree stand. And I'm like, holy, it scared the shit out of me because I have my lamp, and I look up, and I see this guy just looking down at me. Holy shit. And for a second, I thought, I'm in the wrong spot. There's no way I'm in the wrong spot. I know this spot at the back of my hand now. And he's just like, what do you want? I was like, and I look, and the label's right there, and it's my name. I'm like, I get it. It's public land, technically, right? I was like, okay, my bad. I walked to my truck, and I'm so pissed off. And I'm just kind of like on autopilot, just sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
I wait. He comes out. I get out, and I'm like, yo, next time, can you just call or send me a text on here and blah, blah. And this dude just explodes on me. I'm a retired sergeant major. I've been hunting this spot for yada, yada, this and that, and all this bullshit. And I was like, dude, I've not seen you out here one time, and I've been out here like almost a whole year just prepping this shit, Long story short, whatever. So when I go to Drum, I got a 30-acre lease out there in Drum. Didn't want to hunt on post. And then we come here, I want to buy a house and I want land. Yeah. So I buy this house with roughly 18 acres of land in the backyard.
Yep.
And that's where I've hunted. So since I've been here, I haven't bothered to hunt on post because of that situation. And I mean, if you ask anybody who've interviewed from Fort Leonard Wood, I mean, that just like every other post, it has drama with the hunting on there. And that's why I haven't hunted on there. I'm not saying it's all drama there. There's been some stud bucks taken from Fort Leonard Wood. Just monsters.
Yep.
But I just kind of took that whole issue out of my life, and I just get my bow or my rifle and just head back there about 10 acres in, hunting right here.
So, heck yeah. We bought 30 acres here I retired in 16, but we moved to Montana. And then as the pandemic kicked off, we moved back to Indiana. That's where I'm at now. And we bought 30 acres here. And that turkey behind me, I killed it here on our property. And then nice. I killed a big 7-point not last season before. He actually went in the books. He was 134, 135 inches for a big 7-point. It was almost 25 inches inside spread. Big buck.
Wow.
On my own piece right here. And I don't hunt it much. I try to keep it more for my kids, but it's like every time I want to take them out, they don't want to go. So I go and I end up killing something.
Yeah, that's how it is. One of my sons was a big time hunter back in, he was younger, and he got older, and he discovered girls and get it. No thanks, Dad. I'm like, all right, I'll go out there and kill. And like I got that. These two right here, back here, 10-pointer. He was in the rut. He was chasing doe across the field. I've seen some pretty big ones out there that were just a little too smart, never show themselves during the day, any daylight hours. But I've enjoyed having my own property, just coming out, in the back, and then of course, I like to. I have friends that want to hunt. They don't have a spot to hunt. And I tell them come out here. I've had a couple friends come out here and pop whatever. And I'm not the kind of guy that's like, yeah, you can hunt my land, just don't shoot a buck. No, shoot whatever the hell walks out in front of you. I don't care if it's the state rec. Drop that motherfucker. I don't care. Just come out and shoot.
I'm the same way. I got buddies that'll come here and hunt. I'm like, man, is there anything you don't want me to shoot? Shoot whatever you want. Whatever you want to shoot.
Within reason, of course.
Well, yeah.
Don't take one. Some people you can't be like, shoot whatever you want and walk up with a, I don't know what you want to fawn or some shit. So
I've got a buddy of mine, actually, a friend of mine that would probably do that, actually. So
I know a few people that would definitely do that. I have an uncle that would definitely do that. For sure. For sure. I have an uncle that I don't know if you're out of time yet or not, but I have an uncle that back in the day called my dad for help. And my dad's like, what do you need? He's like, I need help dragging out this deer. My dad said, all right. So he shows up. It's a cow.
Nuh-uh.
He tells my dad, I thought it was a deer. My dad, there's no fucking way you thought. And this was on a family friend's property. And my dad's like, I'm not going to have anything to fucking do with this. I'm out of here.
Nope.
And this is a long time ago. And I'm pretty sure he figured it out and got it out of there. But I was like, in Texas, technically, they'll still hang you for, killing cow or stealing cow. That's crazy that, he would definitely shoot a fawn. That man has to shoot something every time.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, man, I hunt Leonardwood. I don't want to say every year, but I try to come out every year and hunt. I didn't hunt last year there. I hunted the year before. Man, if you ever decide you want to hunt on base, let me know. I've got some really good spots that nobody goes to because they don't know you can hunt there. So
yeah, maybe one day. I'm trying to get back to Texas and get those small German Shepherd sized bucks. You know what I mean? Because that's being from Texas my whole life and seeing those bucks and then going up to New York and seeing a doe that's as bigger than any stud buck I've seen in Texas is insane, And now that I go down to Texas and hunt on my family's little property we have, it's just funny seeing them now. It's like, wow, that's a really small buck. My dad's like, what are you talking about? That's a fucking, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm just saying, like, it's compared to what I've seen now up here in Missouri and New York, these bucks, but they have the wider frames because majority of Texas has to have that 13-inch spread. You can't kill a buck unless it's 13 inches. And the way to tell if their ears come up, their antlers are outside of it, it's good to go. So you'll get those bucks with the widespread typical weights and 10s and stuff like that. But nothing like even that buck that I got this past season. He was a pretty 16 and a half spread, which I really don't score too much or measure too much. You know what I mean? As long as they're legal and I know that they're wired at 13, I'm good to go. But even him, he was a stud in Texas standards, but up here, you'd be like, I'm giving him 4 more years before I drop him. You know what I mean? But that's how it is. Man. But this guy came in. I was actually waiting for another one. There was this 9-pointer, real thick, high. And I'd seen him a few times. And, obviously in Texas, we got the feeders you can feed.
Yeah.
But he wasn't coming to the feed. He was coming to the water source. Because, of course, why not in December in Texas is 85 degrees, Yeah. And I'm sitting in this blind, sweating my ass off, the sweat dripping, and I have the thinnest shirts to wear. And I'm just like, dude, this is, I don't know why I'm out here right now. This is miserable. I see him come out, but he never comes within range. He's kind of behind where I'm from in the hill country. It's mesquite, not really tall. Pine or like, or these kind of trees, but it's like a lot of mesquite bushes. And he's behind all this mesquite. He never comes in. I can't get a shot. I have my bow with me. He goes away. And then the next day I go out there one more time. Same thing, 85 degrees. I'm like, why am I sitting here? This is stupid. I hear a grunt, and I look, and it's that deer. He's grunting. This 8-pointer that I got. It's loud, and I see this doe just run right past me, and I'm like, well, she didn't run because I'm here, because she ran like towards my direction. And I'm like, is this guy really chasing right now? The rut's been over for a minute. Is he really chasing? Sure enough, he comes in, just scraping, pissed off, just messing with the mesquite bushes. And I'm just sitting there watching him. I can't believe this dude's on it right now. It's too hot for this shit, you know? Another younger buck comes in, he goes right to him and it just beats his ass, scares him off. And he's just prancing around, grunting. And I'm watching this whole thing. This is the one. You know, this is it. Sun's about to be down. I'm sweating. This is it. Make it a good shot. Gives me a good broadside. And he's close. He's about, I want to say he was probably like 22, 23 yards away from me.
Wow.
Didn't know I was there because he was just so pissed off, you know.
Yep.
And broadside shot, I hit him. He goes about 25 yards, runs into this tree, and drops. He's dead, just like that.
Nice.
You know? And I was using this new broadhead. Was it New Archery Products?
Yeah.
Because I usually use a Muzzy 100 grain fixed blades. That's all I've used my whole life. I bow hunted, but I don't know what enticed me to buy these. I was at Cabela's and this guy's like, "You got to try these. They're more accurate." I bought a broadhead target to shoot broadheads with, and this thing is dead on. And I'm like, I'm using these now, and I'm glad I did because that was probably the cleanest shot and kill that I've ever had with a bow. Because he didn't go very far at all. He was probably like 25 yards away from the feeder, just dropped right. He's probably dead before he hit the ground. So
heck yeah.
Yeah. It was good. Then it dawned on me that I had to drag his ass through all the brush and the heat back to my truck because I can't get back there with my truck.
Oh yeah.
And of course, my dad doesn't answer the phone, so it's just me. Well, we got to
miss more cows.
Oh yeah, no, that's and he'll deny it. I love my uncle to death, but you bring it up now, and he just, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, all right, uncle, we got you,
dude. That's one place I've never hunted was Texas. I went to San Antonio for canine school, and a couple of the cadre there I'd known throughout my Army career. And they were living there permanently down in San Antonio, and they go out and hunt. They're like, dude, I'm used to hunting Indiana and, Kentucky, Ohio. We got all the crop fields, just like Missouri. So we got bigger body deer. I mean, I kill a doe here 2 years ago. It was almost 200 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
So, you go to Florida, you go to Texas, you get bucks down there don't even reach 200 pounds. So I'm talking to those guys, like, man,
German size deer
used to. But
I don't know, and I don't want to sound just because I'm a Texan, but there's just something special about Texan bucks. They're just being out there in the brush. I don't know. I like that. I like that. I don't know what you call it, a challenge, because people would say, well, it's not real hunting because you have a feeder. But you get a mature Texas buck, he's not coming to that feeder. It's not as easy as you think it'd be.
Oh no,
there's still a mature buck, just like anywhere else. They're letting the doe come in. They're letting the younger bucks come in. They don't like what they hear or smell. They're out of there. It's the same situation. I've seen it time and time again where a mature buck's coming in, and I'm like, oh, here he comes. Gets a little whiff, little sound, something, and he just turns around and walks away. And it doesn't matter that you have a pile of corn sitting right there, whatever you use nowadays. It's still a challenge. I like, sitting in that mesquite and bush and I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's more. I don't know. I don't know the word for it. It's just more. I would say enchanting in a sense. To see them so pop out so close and from a mesquite and they don't know you're there. Anywhere else really, but it's just I don't know what it is about the hill country. I love hunting the hill country. It's just a good spot, especially with hogs, bush hunting. I remember walking through the bush with a 30-30, just looking for hogs, and it's a good time. You know, and that's why I'm trying. One reason I'm trying to get back because I do miss doing all that. But I mean, even before, because I told you, you know, I shot that doe when I was about 8 or 9, and then I kind of didn't really do anything after that. But I was always obsessed with the woods. I was always obsessed with going out there. You know, I saw a movie when I was a kid, Jeremiah Johnson. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Jeremiah Johnson.
Yep.
And that was the world that I wanted to be. Like a mountain man or a frontiersman or something like that. Like just learn how to make a fire or catch a fish or something. That was always very interesting to me. Yeah. And I always wanted to be there and learn how to do, you know what I mean? And I could be 100 yards from my house in a bunch of bushes and mesquite, but in my mind as a kid, I was out in the middle of nowhere, and I needed to figure out a way to survive and make a fire. And I may have accidentally set a field on fire one time trying to make a fire and got my ass whooped by my mom. But you know, that was the kind of shit that I like to do. You know.
Well, I've always heard guys say Texas is harder to hunt than anywhere else. I've heard that from a lot of people. Like I said, I've never got to experience it. I want to come to Texas and hunt because I want to get one that's got a big chocolate rack. I've always wanted to kill a buck with a chocolate rack. I always have. I've never had the opportunity where I've ever lived. I mean, you see them all the time in Texas. So I want to come down there and try my hand at hunting in Texas. I've never done it. I just talked to a guy. He's ex-Army. He's in Texas, and he told me, he's like, man, come on down. He's like, I got a couple places I can take you. He's like, I'll take you to Fort Hood. We can hunt there. He's like, I got a little bit of property outside of Fort Hood. We can go try it. I was like, man, I want to sometime. So I'm gonna try to find the time to make it down there to do it because I think it'd be fun.
Please do. I mean, there's Hood. They usually take some bruisers off of that place. I still follow their page. They don't have a lot of public land in Texas. You know, it's mostly all private. You know,
it's all ranches.
They have a few. I think they just opened up a new one. I don't know where, but it's really hard to hunt public land in Texas because it's just so scarce.
Yep.
But yeah, you got to come down to Texas sometime. You know, and if I'm down there, hit me up. You know, I won't know when I'm going to Hood till next month, and if I do get Hood, I won't be down there till after October, which is perfect because deer season starts September, so that'd be perfect. But you know, I'll try to get you out there, see if you can get we got plenty of bucks down there. You know, doe, all that stuff, hogs. You have buddies from Texas, so they'll tell you.
Yeah, see, I've never hog hunted. I want to. I've never done it. I had a buddy at Leonardwood that did it, but he did it with a knife. He'd always take the dogs out, and I was like, man, I'm not doing that. No way.
It's fun. It's fun, man. You gotta
seriously.
You know, yeah, oh yeah. It just brings like some like reptilian shit instinct out of you. You know, you run up and grab a hog by the back legs, and you pick that son of a bitch up. You know what I mean? And your buddy comes with a knife and sticks it right here, and that's it. And it bleeds out and dies. You know what I mean? It's barbaric, it's dirty, it's dangerous, but you know, it's a fun time. I've done it. I did it for a long time. I had a buddy I don't want to just discern you from not doing it, but I've had a buddy get cut real bad on his leg from a cutter from a hog doing that, and he almost bled out. Yeah, it's a fun time. I haven't done that in many years, but I mean, I remember going out with an AR with buddies in the field and shot in the field and hogs running. This is before like the ATN and the night off. We didn't have enough money for that. We just had a big ass spotlight out of a pickup. You know, everyone pop, grandpa's 30-30 AR, bolt action, just whatever. Just shooting whatever we could. You know, hearing them people squeal out there like that it's a fun time, but at the same time, it's they cause a lot of damage. They really do. Yeah. And I'm sure you read about it. You know, we at my family's property, we used to have quail when I was a kid. I remember going out there and quail pop up, and we don't have those ones because the hogs came in. and they just eat them all up. And turkey, we'll see turkey every now and then, but not like we used to when I was a kid. You know, it's rare to see a turkey now.
Oh yeah,
the hogs just take, and even the deer, they'll mess your deer hunt up, chase deer off, knock over your feeders. You got to pin them down with rebar. You know? Like they can be pretty annoying. They're fun to hunt, you know, but you want them off your land. You know, you want to go somewhere else to hunt them. But when you got hogs in your land, I mean, if you got livestock, which we do, and you got feeders out there for deer, which we do, it sometimes pisses you off, you know, the damage they do. We've had hogs come in and break into our pens and run off with baby goats, you know, and come in and break into the feed room and just tear everything up. And that's a lot of money together.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people don't realize. Hogs are a nuisance. I mean, it doesn't matter what state you're in, they're a nuisance. And I know they had them there at Leonardwood. Like I said, my buddy go out and he'd get them on some of the ranges when the ranges were closed. And they're just, they do nothing but destroy things. That's all they do.
Yes, that's all. Yeah. And they're really smart too. You know, they'll you hunt them and you'll hunt a certain pack in the morning. They're not going to come out anymore in the morning. They'll come out at night or dusk. And if you do, they'll move around. They're smart. They're smart sons of bitches. We'll figure it out, and we see them. We'll shoot as many as we can. You know, I remember when I was a kid. You know, you had farmers that would pay you, you know, to go out and kill hogs on their property. And now it's just like money. And now you got to pay them to go hunt, kill hogs on their property, which is insane because you think they'd want people out there just to wipe them out, you know. But they're like, no, you know, you pay me $500 a gun, 6 months, kill all the hogs you want. Like, what? Like, do you want you guys out your property or not? You know, we're doing you a favor. You know, it's crazy how it's changed nowadays.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, hunting's like the military. It evolves all the time. And, you know, I worked in the outdoor industry for a couple big companies. And, you know, I always wanted to be that guy that I had my own TV show. And like I said, it wasn't to be famous. I wanted my own show to educate. That's why I started this podcast, was to educate. And it's like, once I got in the industry and saw how it was, it's so cutthroat. I was like, nope, ain't for me. I'm out. But watching how it's evolved, it's like, man, you know, like you said, used to, they would almost pay you to come on and kill them as they're a nuisance. But now they see there's big money in it. There's real big money in it. I mean, they can make a fortune. That's just like, we go to Wyoming to antelope hunt all the time. And a lot of ranchers, they don't want antelope on their property because they're kind of a nuisance too. So they'll charge you a trespass fee, they call it, for you to come on and hunt their ranch. It's like, if you don't want them here for the nuisance, just let me come on then and do it. Why do I have to pay you a trespass fee?
I mean, is it trespassing if you know they're on your, like, you tell them to come on your land? That's weird, you know? It's funny.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. And I mean, you'll get some ranchers that really don't want them there. They may charge you like $200 a person. Other ranchers be like, no, it's $2,000 a person to come on and hunt.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like, there's 5 of us. You want what? No, I'm good. I'll go down the road to the next rancher. I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just it's all about the money, which I understand it. You know, a lot of these ranchers, they can't afford not to, because they're just not making the money. They're, you know, running the ranch like they used to. So, hey, I need to make money to survive. I'll charge people to come out here and hunt. And, you know, I mean, people will pay it. That's the crazy thing. People will pay it. So
yeah, I'll never pay to go shoot a hog. You know what I mean? I'll never go pay to shoot a wild hog or anything like that. It's crazy. But unfortunately, you know, we got a piece of land down there. So I guess I've never really been in that situation to where I needed to go ask someone to hunt on their land or hunt a hog. But I remember when I was younger, you know, me and my buddies, we get out of high school, we got out of school, we're at pickup trucks to one of the couple ranchers' houses, and like, hey, we're here to shoot hogs. Yeah, get out there, go get them. You know, go out there, have some fun, and leave. And now it's like, oh yeah, $500 a gun.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Hunting.
There's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of money when it comes to the hunting industry. It really is. It's crazy how it has kind of flip-flop like that. So, yeah, I'd like to come down to Texas and do some hunting. So, I mean, I may hit you up. Either it may not be this season, because right now tentatively, I put air quotes in because I don't really know yet, but I've got 2 military bases here in Indiana I'm hunting this year. I'm going after a giant. I couldn't get a shot at this year. He made it through, so he'll be there this season. So I'm gonna go after him this year. And then I'm supposed to, if I get drawn, I'm going to Kansas to hunt. Kansas was my favorite place in the whole world to hunt. I hunted it back, I don't know, 2007, I think, is when I started hunting it. I killed my biggest buck ever out there. I'm going to hope if I get drawn, I'm going back out there. If not, then I'm coming to Leonardwood. I'm going to hunt Leonardwood during bow season and then the start of gun season. So
nice. Yeah, I had a target buck back here. Big old, I'll send you a picture of him. Big old wide 8. Huge, massive body. I wouldn't know how to get him out of the woods if I ever got him, but he's just massive 8. Never, in 3 years I've lived here, he's never showed himself during daylight hours. Never.
Huh.
I always got him at camera in the night, even during the rut. And just a smart buck, and that's why he's so big, because he's like that, And, and I would every time early in the morning or evening I hear I'm like, oh, that's him. That's gotta be him. He's got a nope, it's another buck or it's a doe. And people, there's that quote like any day in the woods is a good day, but whoever said that never missed their target buck like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, I get it. I'm happy to be out there. I'm grateful and all that shit, but it's like, God damn it, man. Show yourself already. Even get up. Come on out here. Hand to hand right now. You and me. Let's go, So I just want to see you in the daylight, It's crazy.
You sound, what you just said, you sound like me this whole last season. I said that all last year. I came home one night and told my wife, I said, listen, tomorrow I'm getting on Facebook Marketplace. I'm selling all my shit and I'm taking up underwater basket weaving. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I've never really got to that point. Fishing I have, surprisingly, but not deer hunting, but fishing I've done that before where I caught, I don't know what it was. It had to be a smallmouth where I was fishing. And this is the biggest fucking fish in the goddamn world. Here it comes, snap. You know what I mean? And when it snapped, I'd fucking go beat the shit out of a tree. That's it. I'm done. This is over with. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
God damn it, man. I don't know why we do it to ourselves, but it is. It's addicting.
Well, the thing is, if we didn't do that, what else would we do? I mean, it's just, you're an outdoorsman just by the passion you have. So if you didn't hunt and fish, what else would you do? I mean, I'm the same way. I like to fish. My son's addicted to it. That kid he'd fish every single day if I'd let him. I like to hunt. I love deer hunt and turkey hunt. Those are my 2 big passions. But man, here a couple of years ago, I had to kind of stop myself because I'd lost the passion for it because I was putting too much pressure on myself I got to kill that giant. But it's like I took the fun out of it. So I'm getting back to where, I want to have fun with it. So this past year, opening day, I shot the first doe that walked in. First one that walked in, dropped her. I was like, I'm putting meat in the freezer, number 1. And number 2, I just want to start enjoying myself. I still had that goal. I wanted to kill a giant deer, but if I see a smaller buck I like, I'm taking him. I don't care. I'm taking him. It's about what makes me happy.
Yeah, exactly. I did the same thing 2 years ago, actually. I trophy hunt. I was like, I want the biggest buck out there. I want that 8-pointer. I'm not dropping a buck until I see him, And that was probably the worst hunt season I've ever had. I didn't see, if I saw a buck, it was a real small buck, didn't want it day after day or whatever. I don't like to pattern myself. I'll go out once evening, maybe skip a couple of days, unless the weather is like really coming together. I will go out there for early. It's only 18 acres, but I will. But it came to the points where I was so desperate to get this son of a bitch. I was there in the morning and I was there in the evening, and then I was there all day. Just waiting and not seeing nothing, because by that time I'm blowing my whole area out. The deer already know I'm out there. They're not gonna bother coming through. I was so frustrated. that I haven't killed a buck, and I started getting kind of bitter about it,
Yep.
And that, I think that season, I didn't get a single buck, and that hadn't happened since probably when I started when I was back up deer hunting when I was 17, and I thought, and I'm not much of a religious guy or anything like that, but I feel like I've sent some kind of energy out there that kind of made that I did that to myself, I think it came back. And so I did the same thing. I was like, next season, I'm dropping something, putting meat in the freezer, having a good time, with it. And that's something that actually happened to me in Texas last season. My buddy, my good friend, his name's Lance. I took him out, and he doesn't hunt as much as like you do or I do. He hunts very rare, but he loves when he gets the opportunity. He wants to hunt. Yep. He gets out there. He calls me, "Hey, I just dropped this big ass buck, huge, massive buck. Come help me get him." All right, I'm on my way. I get there. It's a typical 8-pointer, nothing crazy, but to him, that's a monster, and he's still shaking. He's taking hundreds of pictures with it and all this shit. And I was like, man, I lost that.
Yeah.
I lost that feeling.
Yeah.
Where I shoot a buck, I walk up to it, fuck, man, it's not as big as I thought it was. I'm not like, oh my God, I shot a buck, here it is. Let's enjoy that moment. And I kind of thought about that. I was like, I need to get back to that, where I'm just excited to get something down on the ground, killing something. Something's going on the grill. I should be more excited about something going on the grill than some antlers. You know what I mean? And I get it. I'm not. That's not always the same song and dance with me. Sometimes, I want that big buck and stuff, but you kind of forget that feeling of just being excited that you killed something. And it's going home with you. But I do believe in ground shrinkage, though. I don't know if you've ever heard of ground shrinkage.
Oh yeah, there is.
I still kind of like that one in Texas. When I walked up to him, I was like, shit, ground shrinkage. This son of a bitch just shrunk like half an inch, and spread. Just a second ago, he was like, I was like, and God damn it, but it's what it is, man.
So I don't know if you can see it right there on the wall. Those two above me up there. So those, I'm glad I got them. I'm proud of them. But those were two educational moments for me. So I've had 4 neck surgeries. I was paralyzed from the neck down for a month.
Damn.
I've had 3 shoulder surgeries, which I had all 3 of my shoulder surgeries and my knee surgery at Leonardwood by Dr. Brown at the hospital. Okay. I've had my right hip replaced. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm in bad health. I've had everything repaired and fixed, but I'm not in the health I was in when I was early 20s, early 30s.
Oh, yeah.
So I still carry a big heavy climber on my back. I've got my big pack with all my gear in it. Do I really need all that gear? Probably not. I don't use half of it all season, but I've got it because you never know. So I always try to find ways to cut down on weight. So what I did 2 years in a row, and I regret it, I'd leave my binos and stuff back. I don't need those. Those 2 deer on the wall are ones that I shot that I shouldn't have shot because I didn't use my binos. I left them in the truck. I just pulled up, got scope on it. Yep, shot. And I get over, I'm like, oh man, that wasn't as big as I thought.
Ground shrinkage.
Yep.
Ground shrinkage.
Yep. Like double ground shrinkage, because looking through the scope, he looks massive. I get over and it's like this. I was like, wait a minute, that's not the buck.
Where's the buck that I shot? This is not it.
Exactly. That's not my buck. Did somebody where's my buck? So it's like those 2 reminders. Always take your binos, always slow down, look at the deer, and make sure it's the right one. But
pulling down hard.
I'm still gonna, when I get big deer on camera, I'm still gonna try to go after them. But if I get out there and I see a buck that maybe is not as big as that one, but he still excites me, I'm taking him. And I still get excited shooting a doe. I get excited shooting a doe. I enjoy it.
Especially that one bitch doe that's always blowing you out. God damn. It's so satisfying watching her drop. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That is the best feeling in the world.
Oh, yeah. I'll be out there waiting for it.
I'm always so funny you say. I'll tell you the story about the night or the day I killed that 7-point in there. We had just got home from church. It's high pressure. There's no wind. Temperatures are dropping. It's perfect weather to be in the deer stand. Perfect. So where we live, like I said, I'm here in Indiana. Where I live, I've got Marathon gas line running through my property. I go down and I spray it off every year, kill it. I till it, put a little small food plot there. About 15 yards back in the woods, I've got a 2-man ladder stand. And I set this spot up because right across the gas line is about 25 white oak trees. So I have a ton of acorns in there.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I set it up for my kids to hunt. I put a 2-man up so I can go sit with them and help them, whatever they need. Well, like I said, Sunday after church, we get home. I told the kids, I'm like, hey, one of you boys who wants to go, let's go hit the woods. It's going to be a great day in the woods. There's no wind. It's cold. The pressure's high, so deer will be on their feet. They're going to be out. I said the rut. It was October 27th. Here in Indiana, that last week of October, first week of November, bucks start kind of checking doe out. I was like, it's a perfect day. Let's go get in the woods. No, Dad, we got Fortnite tournament going on. We can't. I was like, deuces, I'm out. I got dressed, hit the woods. Well, I've got a doe that comes up and she beds down next to me. I've got 2 more doe that come up out of the bottom up on the ridge and come out and they're eating the food plot. They were out there for a good 30 minutes. So I'm kind of getting bored of watching them. So I do the one mistake you should never do. I'm on my phone. And I just hear this pounding.
Yep, there it is.
I was like, and I'm sitting there, I was like, no, it can't be. So I just kind of tilt my phone back to my body and look up, and there's a doe standing. There was 2 more doe coming up the gas line this way, and they had all joined all those doe already in the food plot eating. The one standing there looking right at me and stomping, just stomping. So me, with all the neck surgeries and shoulder surgeries, I use a crossbow. I slide my crossbow across the rail. I flip off the safety. And I'm just sitting there with my finger on the trigger. And I'm looking down the scope at her, looking. I thought, I said the one saying that everybody always says, if you blow, you got to go.
Yep.
So I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm watching her and I'm slowly moving my phone down my body to put it in my pocket. I get my phone put away. I'm sitting there watching her. She starts to kind of relax. She never blows. She finally goes back to eating the food plot. No big deal. So I'm watching all these doe up here eating and stuff. And I'm just amazed. There's like 6 of them in there and nobody's freaking out about me. I mean, I have like not much cover in front of me. All of a sudden I hear it, man. I hear just burr. Oh, I look over and stand in the middle of the gas line. I see this big fork right here. And I thought, no, I think I'll pass. He walks up here and gets right in this opening and turns and looks at me. And it looks like 2 big goalposts right there. I was like, yep, I'm shooting that. Shooting that deer, no doubt. Dude, that was one of the most fun hunts I've ever had. Just doing it, number 1, on my own property.
Oh, yeah.
But number 2, making a mistake by being on my phone, but then getting away with that mistake and actually harvesting a deer was just awesome.
No, that sounds like a good time. All that entertainment going on, and then that buck comes out, But I'm the same way, I tell myself I shouldn't get on the phone.
Yep.
I try to not to fight the urge. But it's either that or I just sit there and think about the shitty shot that I pushed last season. And I'm like, I got to get out of my head. Get on my phone to start scrolling before I start kicking myself in the ass already about last season. You know what I mean? Start thinking about all things that could go wrong. My toes are already numb. I got a pinch. You know what I mean? And I'm just kind of just spiraling down. So I'm like, I'm gonna get on my phone a little bit, get off my mind. But
you're going down the rabbit hole quick.
Yeah, going down it quick. And then I don't think I ever really like got lucky enough to where I saw that, there's a doe stomping at me without not blowing at me.
Yeah.
Anytime a doe stomped at me, it's usually the end of the day for me because if there's anything around, she's blowing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but the last year I got one. She just knew where I was, and she was looking for me every time they got in. And I waited for rival season just for her.
Most hunters spend all summer shooting at a foam block, a worn-out 3D target with a scoring ring, or a bright orange bullseye. When that buck of a lifetime steps out at a steep quartering angle, that orange dot on the buck is nowhere to be found. You've been training for a scenario that doesn't exist. If you want to be lethal when it matters, you have to train with reality. That's why I use and recommend Dead Nuts Outdoors. They're 100% made in the USA, producing lifelike, Ultra HD, 2D targets that bring the field to your backyard. And you're talking real animal images, life-sized, and built to withstand whatever Mother Nature throws at them. Unlike traditional targets that force you into a perfect broadside shot, Dead Nuts features multiple shot angles. Because in the woods, animals are unpredictable. Dead Nuts ensures you're ready for the shot of a lifetime every time. These targets are ultralight and packable. You can throw them in the truck for hunting camp or slide them under a bed in the off-season. The slogan says it all: hit the spot, not the dot. Hit it, Dead Nuts. Stop practicing, start preparing. Head over to www.deadnutsoutdoors.com and use my personal code Frontline10 to take 10% off your entire order site-wide. You can also find the link right here in the show notes. Train for the reality of the hunt. Hit it, Dead Nuts. In the woods or on the water, it's the small details that dictate success or failure. A ruined diaphragm call or a lost fly isn't just a nuisance, it's a blown opportunity. You spend thousands on the hunt, don't lose it because you didn't protect your tools. Puck Outdoors has solved this with their 100% made in the USA and modular twist lock storage systems. For the hunters, the Puck keeps your elk and turkey mouth calls protected, organized, and ready to run. No more warped reeds or searching through pockets, junk drawers, or truck floorboards. For the fisherman, the fishing Puck features a magnetic tray and 4 modular compartments to keep your hooks, flies, and weights locked down and exactly where you need them. It's compact, it's rugged, and it's built to keep your most critical gear in peak condition season after season. The best part is they fit right in your pocket, vinyl harness, or fishing vest. Don't let poor organization be the reason you come home empty-handed. Go to puckoutdoors.com and use code Frontline10 to get yours. That's code Frontline10. You can also find the link right here in the show notes. Protect your calls, secure your tackle, puck in, pack out. We've all been there. You're 6 hours into a sit, the buck you're after is nowhere in sight, and your knees are absolutely barking against the bark of that tree. Most hunters just suck it up until they can't take it anymore and head for the truck. But you can't feel attack from the couch. Comfort isn't a luxury, it's a tactical advantage that keeps you in the game longer. That's why you need the knee bag by Light the Fire Outdoors. This isn't some cheap foam pad. It's a patent-pending, bead-filled design that actually molds to your knees and supports your hips. Built from ultra-tough, weatherproof Fedora, it won't soak up water or gain weight when the weather turns sideways. It features padded wings that cradle your knees and even has MOLLE attachments for your thermocellular gear. The best part is a multi-seasonal tool. Strap it to your body for saddle hunting, mount it to the tree as a pad, or when rifle season hits, turn it sideways. It becomes a rock-solid 15-inch tree-mounted shooting bag for those precision shots. Whether you want coyote tan or mossy oak bottomland, this is the gear that evolves with your hunt. Stop fighting your gear and start focusing on the hunt. Get yours at www.paradandslayin.com and use my code Frontline10 to get free shipping on your order. You can also hit the link in the show notes. The knee bag, comfort, evolve, stay steady, stay ready.
And sure enough, she comes exactly up where I knew she was. Gotcha, bitch. Boom. You know what I mean? She's done. She's done. I sat there and savored that moment watching her just lay on, on the floor. Yeah. It's a good time. But actually this season, this past season, because I do Euro mounts too. I have this little thing. It's called Ambush Point Creations. I have it like on Facebook. And I should probably be more active on that account, but I'm not so much. But I was more busy doing other people's Euros this season than actually hunting here in Missouri.
Yeah.
People were really successful this season, and Mike Unruh from Fallen Outdoors.
Yep.
I do all of his, and then he tells his buddies, and they bring him over, and so I got to put my hands on a lot of great bucks this season.
Yep.
And it almost didn't. I'm not gonna say it was like a buzzkill for my own well, I don't know what you call it, lust for a big buck, but it just kind of like, it was nice mess with feeling all those antlers and seeing the different types of bucks they had, and it kind of like calmed me down. So I wasn't out there rushing to get get a buck after handling all the Euro mounts that I do. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff. And I told my wife that too. She's like, when are you gonna get a buck? I was like, I'll get one when I get one, I guess.
Yep.
I'm so busy messing with these bucks, these buckheads, and they're all amazing. It's kind of like chilling me out a little bit, So
well, it's like you said a while ago, man, and I've said it to myself over and over again. I just want to stay having fun. That's why we hunt. We enjoy it, and it's, for me, the best part of the hunt is when daylight hits and the woods come alive. Because me, I get to my stand an hour and a half before daylight. Sometimes I have to, because I have to walk, a mile or two back in there to get to where I'm going.
Oh yeah.
But I want to be in there and let the woods have time to settle down. And man, just when daylight first starts hitting and the birds start coming out, squirrels start moving and stuff, you just get to watch the woods come alive. I mean, I don't want to sound corny, but it's kind of magical. It's just it's so peaceful and relaxing.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it. And it's like, I told my wife, I got to stop putting so much pressure on myself to kill that giant. I just want to go out and start having fun again. And this past season was stressful, but it was fun though. I enjoyed it. I got to meet a lot of new people. I got to hunt a lot of different places, and I had a great time doing it. I mean, I had a few good opportunities on some giants. It didn't come to fruition. It didn't happen for one stupid reason or another. And it's like, it wasn't meant to be yet. If I'm supposed to kill one of these deer, I'll get them another time. So, I just want to keep having fun, man. And that's the big thing.
Yeah.
As long as you're a hunter or you're an outdoorsman and you have fun, you'll enjoy it. When you stop having fun, it's just not worth it anymore. So you got to get that fun back.
Yeah, and I think, and I like what you're saying about, sitting in the woods and listening to everything come alive. My thing is, I like getting into the woods, especially in the mornings, without being busted. That's the exciting part for me, is because I'm this predator, going into this ambush point that I'm prepped up, and when I get there, that's exciting,
Yep.
That's exciting for me. My adrenaline's already kind of going because I got there, I didn't get busted, I'm waiting. I'm laying in wait now. Usually when the sun comes up, that's when I'm starting to get a little pissed off, because I'm like, oh, these fucking squirrels are gonna start jumping out now. And I'm waiting there's a couple squirrels I know that are gonna be on this side, and if I don't see anything by 11, that fucking squirrel breaks that fucking 40-yard mark, his arrow's coming out, and I'm fucking, getting a squirrel taco, because I'm here to get something, goddamn it, you know what I mean? But I get it. I understand what you're saying. You're out there to enjoy it, and it's important to remember that stuff. But I think like social media, I know we've been talking for a minute, but like social media, I think kind of ruined that too with hunting. Like you said, like you hunt with a crossbow because of your issues. I have a crossbow. I've hunted with a crossbow. I've hunted with a compound bow. I've hunted with a fucking Greek curve, rifle, whatever. Yep. I've hunted with a lot of things. And I post them on the hunting pages, you know what I mean? And all that stuff. And cool. One time I get a buck with a crossbow, and I post, I got this buck crossbow. Man, people would start shitting on me.
Oh yeah.
Shitting on me. You ain't a real hunter, you fucking pussy, you shouldn't be doing that if you're hurt, and blah blah. Yeah. You can't hunt for real and all this. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. You can use a crossbow. Crossbow should be illegal. Only unless this and that. Like, how about you don't tell me how to hunt, bro? How about you just be happy that I kill something. I'm happy that you kill something. I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
You kill a crossbow. Like, who are you to tell me how to hunt? You know what I'm saying? And people, the audacity people have on social media to just blow you up and send I don't even read them. They're like 5 pages long.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna read that shit. You're an asshole. And that's short enough for you.
Yeah.
Read that one. I don't understand. It's worse than shit. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but it's bad how the hunters are nowadays. You get a deer you're proud of, you put it on there, and people shit on it.
Yeah,
you should have let it walk. Blah blah. Ain't nothing. That's a baby. I get like the heckling and like kind of just the joyfulness of it, but some people are legit just talking shit to you. You know, they're unhappy. They're unhappy that you got a buck.
Yeah.
You know, you know people's seasons are gone to shit when they come up with these crazy. I think that now residents should have to shoot 3 does and fucking before they can shoot a buck. Dude, I'm sorry about your season. Sorry about your season, bro. But you shouldn't be disgruntled about someone else getting fucked in. And like in Missouri, I don't know what it is in Missouri and Louisiana, you know, but these Louisiana boys shouldn't be allowed to come up here for 5 years, and then you know once they shoot a buck, they shouldn't be able to come on again. It's like, dude, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
What are you talking about, man? Like, I'm sorry your season sucks. You know, I'm sorry you're so hyper obsessed with other people's success that you're gonna shit on. It's crazy, and they never tell you that to your face.
No, you know? No. They're telephone tough guys is all they are. That's it.
Yeah, it's insane. It makes me sad though, because we already have as hunters, we already have enough people against what we do.
Yes.
And then you have people, hunters to your left and right, really ridiculing how you hunt and how I hunt, what we should do and what we should not do. That's insane. You know, it's insane.
That's exactly what I was going to say is we have enough people tearing us down. Why do we want to tear each other down? You know, hunters, it's just like the military. I mean, if you look at it, it's just like the military. The military, it's all on brotherhood and camaraderie. Hunting's the same way. Hunting is the same way. Because why do you think most guys go to hunting camp and hunt with their buddies? It's not really it's hunting, but they want that camaraderie. So why do we want to tear each other down? I mean, who cares? Man, I'll get on hunting pages here in Indiana and stuff, and guys will post pictures. Hey man, I killed my first deer, you know, I have a little small buck. Guys, oh man, I let that girl for another 4 years. Who cares?
Yeah.
He's happy with it. Who cares? Who cares? I'm like you. I don't have my deer scored. I had that one scored because when I took it in to the butcher shop to get butchers, I don't have time to do my own. I've got 2 boys that play football. I've got my youngest plays baseball too. I coach a little bit on the side. It's like, I don't have time to do all this. So I took it down to get processed. And when I went to pick it up, the lady goes, hey, I called a friend of mine. He's going to come and score your deer. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, you don't realize what you killed, do you? I was like, it's a 7-point. She goes, no, that's a big 7-point. Okay. So the guy calls me. He's like, hey, I want to come score your deer. I said, okay. I just hunt for the fun. I hunt for the meat, for the freezer, and the fun. It's enjoyable for me. It's my go-to to relax and get away from just stupid shit.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why everybody does it. That's why all hunters hunt, is to get that release and get away from everything. So why do we want to cut each other down? I don't understand that. Yeah, why ridicule a guy for using? I use a crossbow. I don't care. People can talk shit they want. I can't physically. I cannot pull back a compound anymore. I can't do it. I used to.
Just like I said about the Army, you know, everybody's got something to say.
Yeah.
In the hunting world, everybody's got to say something.
Yeah.
You know,
you're so right.
Unfortunately, that's just usually it's something negative. You know, something that, well, I think that you should have waited until this and that, or for instance, I got a buddy, and he is an amazing shot, and if it's not a buck, he likes headshots, and a lot of people are against that. I don't know a single doe he's missed. Every doe I know, he's clean headshot. He'll post it somewhere, and now he does it to troll because people get all pissed off. Well, what would have happened if you shot his jaw and this and that? What didn't happen because it's dead. There's a picture of it, you know? Exactly. Oh, you shouldn't be a hunter. That's unethical. How's it unethical? The deer died immediately. Bam. Exactly. It runs 20 yards. That motherfucker's still eating acorns in its mind because it's dead. You know, it dies so fast.
Yep.
But people just, God, they got to say something. They can't just, hey, good shot. That's crazy. I could never do that, but you could, and that's awesome. Good for you. You know? They don't, unfortunately, that's how it is, you know. Not everywhere, but a lot of the pages.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. And I agree with you. So I think it comes twofold. I think a lot of it's social media, but then a lot of it's all these hunting shows.
Oh yeah. You show people what you could get, and these people go out there and kill a massive deer, you know, on a 30-minute video. But they don't show that 30-minute video literally took a year to 2 years to their finally successful. So these people go out there expecting to get the fucking buck of all bucks. That day, if they don't, it's shitty. Fuck this. I don't want to do this no more. And then when they go on social media, they see someone with a decent 8, 9, 10-point buck, and they're like, you should have waited them grow. There's bitter. Like I said, they're bitter. Bitter. You compare yourself to other people, you become bitter. Instead of being awesome, bro. Awesome. Because I've had people, what did that buck score? I don't fucking know, bro. It scored a fucking backstrap wrapped in bacon on my smoker. That's what it fucking scored. You know what I mean? I don't fucking know. Yeah, it's a cool design on my wall. It's a trophy to me.
I tell my buddies all the time. I've got a buddy of mine. We go hunt Illinois all the time, and we'll be sitting in the stand, and I'm trying. So a buddy of mine has this farm, and me and another friend hunt it. We're trying to do quality deer management there, and it's hard though because the property behind that guy brings clients in to hunt it, so they're shooting everything. So I told my buddy, I was like, let's kind of be picky on what we shoot over here. So he'll be like, hey man, what do you think of that deer? And after the first season, I come home and I was like, man, it's not fair for me to tell him what to shoot. It's not right. So I called him, and the first thing out of my mouth when he answered the phone, I was like, hey, man, I just want to say I'm sorry. He goes, for what? I said, you wanted to shoot 2 or 3 different deer. I wouldn't let you shoot them. I said, I'm sorry for that. I said, it's not fair for me to tell you what you can and cannot shoot. I said, you shoot whatever you want from now on. I said, if it makes you happy, take it. I said, and he asked me 2 years ago. I didn't get drawn last year for some reason, even though they had like 400 tags left over. I didn't get drawn. That doesn't make sense, but whatever. The season before we were over there, and this 8-point jumped the fence following a doe. I mean, he was right on her. I mean, you could see his neck all puffed up. I was after a certain deer. I had, 2 deer in mind I wanted to kill. It was the same season I'd killed my big 7-point here. Well, on his farm, we had a real big 7-point. I wanted him. I wanted to make it the season of 7s. That's what I wanted. But there was also a pretty big 8-point I've been watching down in one of the food plots. I wanted to kill him too. So he's like, man, is that the 8-point you wanted? I said, no. He goes, you care if I shoot? I said, shoot whatever you want, man. Dude, he shot this deer and dropped it on his tracks. So I stood up because we were sitting in a this big 2-man tripod thing. I stood up as the doe was running down here. I wasn't trying to get a shot on her, but she's running around in circles all freaked out. And I couldn't get on her. So I had to let her go. But I told him, I said, dude, you shoot whatever you want. I don't care what you shoot. It's if it makes you happy, take it. I said, it's not fair for me to say, no, man, no, you got to let that go. That's not fair. I said, I'm not going to be that person. I said, that's no. Shoot whatever you want. Shoot whatever you want. So
I've been there. I've been a person like that. I had a buddy, hey man, come out to my property. We can hunt. Oh, cool, great. We get there. Hey, don't shoot this buck, don't shoot that buck, don't shoot this and that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't say I was looking for just meat. I said I wanted to shoot a buck. You told me let's go to this property. Now you telling me basically I can't shoot a fucking buck. The fuck, brother. Like, yeah, I mean, sure, it's fucked up. But like I said, here, my property out here, I have people come out. Hey, shoot wherever it comes out.
Yep.
Down in Texas, when we do have people come out, hey, shoot whatever you want, except for my uncle. No, I'm sitting with you. This is a guided hunt on this one.
I really want to get your uncle on now to talk to him and get his side of the story.
He won't do it. I'm telling you, he gets so embarrassed now. He wishes we forget, but we won't forget.
How would you forget that though? Seriously, how would you ever forget that?
I don't know. He's a crazy dude.
Dude, I will say this, man. That is the best story I've had so far out of all the podcasts I've done. Yeah. I always see little memes on Facebook and stuff of, they talk about the city hunter coming to hunt and they'll put sheets over the cows and write cow real big.
Yeah.
But dude, that story, man, got it for me. That was the best one I've had on my podcast so far. I love it. That was awesome. I would love to get him on to get his side of it though. I'd love to hear what he says.
He wouldn't do it. He'd probably mad at me right now if I told him I told somebody else about it. You know what I mean? He swears up and down he thought it was a deer. No fucking way, Unc. No way. You know what I mean? What?
I will say, so I've only told this story 2 other times, but I'll say it now so everybody can hear it and everybody can see it because this is going to be video and audio. So people will see the video. when I was in Kansas at Leavenworth, we had a lady that she was a civilian, but she would bring her goats on base. And they had these two big fields down there by the old hunt lodge that she'd release the goats out there to eat the grass so they didn't have to mow it. Well, I'm in my tree stand one day, back up in the woods, and I'd killed 2 big bucks back-to-back years out of this tree. I'm sitting there, man. I hadn't seen a deer all morning. It's probably noon. I'm like, man, what is going on? Why am I not seeing deer around? This is crazy. I always see deer up here. I hear something move behind me. I thought, oh, yeah, here they come. They're coming up out of the bottom, come up the hill to the ridge, because it was nothing but acorns, that whole hillside up there. I was like, oh, yeah, it's about to go down. So I stand up, grab my muzzleloader down. I go ahead and cock the hammer back, and I'm sitting there waiting. I'm trying to turn around behind me. I don't want to move too much. I thought, well, I'll just turn with the muzzleloader back that way. That way, if it is a deer, I can just come up and get on it and take the shot. I turn around. I got the gun coming up, and I hear where it's walking, so I'm moving that way. It's a whole herd of goats coming.
Here, let's let her rip. Boom.
I thought about it. I was like, would she miss one? Probably not.
Yeah, with some tacos, goat tacos, it'd be all right. You know what I mean?
I thought, dude, how would I ever live this down if I show up with a dead goat in the back of the truck? I thought, no, I'm not doing this.
Exotic species hunt. You know what I mean?
I'm starting my own exotic hunt on Leavenworth.
You can do that. In Texas, anything exotic is free game all year round.
I just had a buddy. I had a buddy from Litterwood actually go down there last week. Him and 2 other guys. He works up at the ASP. He works at ASP. He's civilian. He's ex-Navy. Eric. Him and
Litterwood?
Yeah.
He went down there for exotic hunt.
Yeah, they loved it. They had a blast. I think there was 4 or 5. I think 4 of them went. I think it was 4 of them. They went. They had a blast. I don't know where they went down in Texas. He's actually coming on tomorrow, so I'll actually find out. I'll text you.
Yeah,
where you're at.
That'd be cool. You pay a lot of money down there for exotics, but we've had these are stories from when I was younger. But my dad said that back in the day, it was a big game ranch, and everything got out. Ostriches, zebras, running around. People just taking crack shots at them, trying to get them out of there. That'd be a trip, Wait for an 8-point, a big ass fucking velociraptor bird comes out. Don't miss on that one,
I'm like, what the hell did I sign up for? I thought it was a deer hunt.
Yes, and now warthogs are getting kind of bad down there. They escaped some. Yeah, 10 years ago they escaped some high fence exotic place, and now people are taking. There's pictures of them on the side of the road and people's ranches and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
They're just what we need. We already got feral hogs, and we got fucking warthogs and shit, man. It's crazy down there.
It's gonna get nuts in Texas then. Man, I gotta make it down there. I gotta do some hunting down there. I've never done it. I'm gonna have to do it. I think it'd be fun.
It's fun. It's fun for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out, man. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna stay in contact. I'm making a visit.
For sure, brother.
Hey, you ever make it up this way, man? You're more welcome. Come hunt here.
Yeah, I might. You
let me know. You let me know, man. Invitation's open. You're allowed to come here at any time. You can kill whatever you want. Shoot whatever you want to. I don't care.
Big old cow. Big old cow or goat.
Hey, you make that joke. I actually had, so like I said, I only have 30 acres. I don't have a big piece of ground. I'm surrounded by a lot of big pieces. It was 3 years ago. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. It was 2023. A buddy of mine texted me, goes, hey, when did you get cattle? I don't. He's like, are you sure? I said, yeah, 100%. I haven't bought any cows. He sends me a picture. So I've got it's a dry creek unless it rains and it gets water in it. But I've got this dry creek bed. It goes all the way through my property, all the way back to where Marathon's property starts. And there's 3 cows standing in the creek looking up over the bank at him. He's sitting in a ground blind back here on the edge. I've got a little small kill plot back there. I never hunt there. I've got a lot of deer go. I've never hunt there. It's hard to get to it because I have to walk through my whole property to get to it. So it's kind of hard to get there. But he comes in on the backside off this old light line back there. He drives down and parks on his side by side and walks back in there. Yeah, 3 cows back there. I took his picture. He took a couple pictures. I put them on Facebook and posted it because I know all the farmers around here. I'm friends with all of them. I thought maybe one of them would claim them. Nobody ever claimed them. I don't know where they went to.
Invasive species, man. Invasive species. Take them out.
Well, I told my wife, listen, I'm going back down there. So that was like 10 o'clock in the morning. So he had to leave because he lives all the way up in Indy. He lives about 2.5 hours north of me. He had to leave because he had to go to work. And I told the wife, so I'm going to go down and hunt this evening. I said, if I see one, I'm taking it. I said, the other two, I'm going to tie them up to the tractor, bring them up here. I said, we're going to put them up here in the field. We're going to have a couple cows. I went back down there, man. They were gone. And I've got cameras all over the place. I never got them on camera anywhere. Not one single time. But 3 of them.
That's kind of trippy.
Yeah. I was like, dude, what the hell? So I don't know who they belong to. Don't know. My neighbor to the left of me is Amish. He's got cows. I asked him. He's like, not mine. I asked the guy that owns the farm behind me. Wasn't his. I asked his brother or his son-in-law because he owns a farm. Wasn't his. I don't know where they came from. Have no idea. Just 3 cows magically appeared.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Cows aren't the most elusive creatures, so that is strange.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know where they came from. I don't even know where they went. Like I said, I've got trails that go all throughout my property, but on every trail I've got a camera and they're all cell cams. Never got a single picture of them, so I don't know where they went to. I don't know how they got it.
I figured it out, man. Aliens. You know what I mean? They dropped them off. Fuck it, we're going to pick them back up. You know
aliens, they're probing. They're probing. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're probing.
Recon. It's recon cattle.
Yeah, that's what it is. You thought they were cattle. They really weren't cattle.
It's the Russians. It's the Russians. Man.
That'd be the day. Yeah, that'd be the day. Yeah, brother.
Oh man, dude, you.
Well, yeah. If I'm ever down, whenever you make it to Texas and we're in contact, hit me up, man. I'll try to get you something. Try to get you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I do. Like I said, you come up this way, let me know. Even if you want to take some leave and come up. I don't care.
Yeah, I need to expand. I need to go up other places, and try my luck. Drum was made because the deer were so huge in Drum and here obviously, and yeah, I gotta look into it. Once I get off the trail, I have more time. I'll definitely start trying to broaden my territories where I hunt.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I definitely enjoyed talking to you on this podcast. It's like the first one I've ever been on, actually. So pretty cool.
It's been a blast. I'm glad you came on, man. I'm glad you came on. I had a blast. It's been fun from start to finish.
All right, it's been a minute too. I don't know. We got to cut some clips out and shit. I don't know how long podcasts are.
Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as 2 different podcasts. Okay. So you'll have 2 different episodes. So I'm going to do one just back to basic. That's going to be one whole one, just talking about all the basic training stuff we talked about. Because I'll be honest, I didn't even know your guys' cycles and how they worked. Yeah. So it was informative for me. So it's like I want to get that stuff out. And like I said, I've had a lot of friends of mine just ask me what basic training is like. So it's like I can tell you from my perspective, I can tell you from the private perspective, but the drill side, I don't know. I wasn't a drill. So I thought, you know what? I want to get some guys on here that are either drill sergeants now or were. I like talking to guys that are drill sergeants now or just came off the trail because things have changed since other buddies of mine were on. So and then I'm going to use the whole Texas hunt, all the hunting stuff as a totally separate episode. So,
I got you, brother. Hey, but just for the record, I never hit training, never threatened them, never stole from them, all that stuff. So people watch this, out there in the armed military, they can't be looking, this drill sergeant said, nope, they're done none of that shit. Just for the record. Make sure you put that in there so they know.
I'll have that in there for sure then. I'll start doing a disclaimer. When I do this segment, I'll do a disclaimer from now on. No privates were harmed in the making of this episode.
We're harmed or stolen from or threatened.
Dude, I couldn't imagine, like I said, I couldn't imagine me being in basic training and accusing one of my drill sergeants of stealing or hitting me. I could not imagine. I was too fucking scared. I wasn't gonna say a word.
When I went through Benning, I saw some of that, going on. Drill sergeants pushing privates, or they had the whole thing with the hat. They hit you in the head with the brim of the hat.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely not anymore. I haven't seen it. I haven't done it. To a degree, we'll get in their faces, but we're not putting hands on people.
Oh yeah.
Because I know if someone put their hands on me, whether they're wearing a funny hat or not, we're scuffling, we're man dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
In a sense, I have that much respect for them. I'm not gonna just put my hands on them.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're from. I don't know how you're gonna react.
Yeah.
Some of them, the simple fact that I have a weird lines on my chest or a hat, they don't, then you put hands on someone, it's a different story. You don't want to be in that story.
Yep. Well, like I said, man, I don't know you personally. We've never hung out. We don't talk on a daily basis. But just talking to you now for the last couple hours, number one, you can tell you're respectful. You respect them, even though you have that authority over them. You still respect them, and that's what makes you a good drill sergeant right there. And that's why I'm glad I had you on, because people don't see this side of you guys. Even us active duty guys, if we hung out outside of work, yeah, I'd see that. But just being a normal soldier, we don't see that from you guys. So that's why I'm glad you came on, because now people will see that, like I said earlier, the human side of you. So yeah. I like getting that out there. And that's, like I said, I know you guys have to be hard asses. You have to, that's your job. You got to, but you're respectful about it. You still care about the human that they are. So it's good to show that side of you. So I'm glad you came on and talked. And it was very informative. Number one, it was very entertaining. Number two, so
yeah, it's a entertaining lifestyle, but you want it to end. 2 years is plenty.
I will say, man, I hate to see you go, because you are a good drill sergeant. I mean, you care about them and you want to see them succeed. That's why you are the way that you are with them. And I know not all drill sergeants are like that. I know they're not. I've had friends of mine that they were drill sergeants and they were completely different. I don't even know how to describe it, man. I mean, we always had a saying as specialist, when your buddies would pin on E5 before you did, they changed.
The dark side.
Yes. And it's like, dark side. I've seen some drill sergeants like that. Outside of there, man, they were great guys, cool, easy going. But man, once they put that hat on, they changed. And I understand you guys have to. You have to morph into something else. I get it, because you have a lot of pressure on you. But it's like, man, some of them just took it to the extreme.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
They get drunk with power, essentially, is what happens.
Yeah.
And more of the senior drills will reel you back in. You're like, yo, you're getting a little too out of line. You're teeter-tottering that line. You got to pull back a little bit. But it comes in time. When I was at New Drill, I was going 1,000 miles an hour, and they're like, hey, take it down a notch. And now I'm that drill, telling the newer drills, hey, take it down a little bit.
So do you feel like you have to do that to kind of prove yourself?
I think some do. They come in to prove themselves. Like I said, there's some that come in and they don't want anything to do with it. They're just stuck in that assignment, but they don't want anything to do with wearing the hat. They don't want anything to do with yelling at people. Yeah. They don't like to yell at people. So it just depends on what you get, you know what I mean? And then you have the whole cherry drill thing that some people show up and they're like, you're a cherry drill, so you're going to do all the extra duties, and you better not be soft, and you're going to be this and that. And essentially, I'm not going to say haze because I'm being recorded, but that's what it feels like. Yeah. But it also depends on who you are, because when I got there, they were like, yeah, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Hey, get your hat off the movement table. It doesn't deserve that. I had to grab my hat and throw it off the movement table. And the guy I am, hey, motherfucker, I'm about to punch in the back of your head. You know what I mean? Like I get, I'm a new drill, but you go pick my hat up and give it back to me. You're not gonna do that to me. I'm gonna fight you, dude. Unfortunately, it's just who I am. And then they're kind of like, whoa. And then they kind of fucked off and didn't mess with me. But some drills came in and they allowed it to happen, and they're just picking on them and making them do all this extra shit until they earn their respect and they're, not getting to mess with anymore. But it's not that I'm no fun and don't want to play along. You're not gonna just straight disrespect me like that. I don't know who you are.
No.
And yeah, man, we're just gonna fight, and I don't want to do that. But that's just who I am. I'm very respectful and we'll all sense avoid that kind of thing. But if I'm gonna walk in a room full of people I don't know and you grab my hat and throw it on the ground, I only have one option, and that's to challenge you to a fight. I don't want to do that, but you put me in that corner. But fortunately, that didn't happen. I'm glad it didn't, because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But they'll try to, cherry haze you with your new drill. I've never done that. When I get a new drill, I'm setting them up for success, because they're replacing me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I said, man, I can tell by talking to you the kind of person you are. And that's why I said I hate to see you go, because you're the kind of person they need there doing that. But I know how it is. It's hard on families. I've heard all you guys talk about it. It's not easy. So you need to be able to step away from it and spend more time with the family and kind of get back to, like we always say, the regular Army. And that's, I totally get it. I never had to do it. I'm glad I didn't. I got DA selected twice, but I'd already had my first spinal surgery. So I was P2. I couldn't do shit. So I didn't have to go. But it's like, man, talking to all my buddies that did it and talking to you now, it's like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Kind of glad I didn't, because I didn't want to lose it.
There's reason for everything, essentially.
Yeah.
And there's some drills that I wish that didn't go.
Yeah.
And I wish they didn't make it through, but here they are. And it's like, man, who gave you a hat?
Yeah. I've heard that same thing too about some people out there. It's like, man, this guy never should have been here. He did more damage than he did good. And it's like, I don't know how guys like that can get picked for it and then make it through. It's like somebody somewhere has to see this. They're not a good fit for this. But they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Remember what it is. And at the end of the day, just got to focus on what you're doing with your company and how you're performing. And I just tell myself, months get chalked off, and eventually it's going to be my time to be hat and feel like a normal person again.
Well, man, I'm going to say good luck in the next chapter. We're definitely going to keep in contact, and I will text you when this episode comes out. It'll probably be, I would say the Back to Basic will probably come out the middle of March.
Okay.
And it's on Spotify. My buddy's got his own webpage, Light the Fire Outdoors.
Yeah, I was on there the other day. I listened to him in Mike Unruh podcast, and I was on yours, and I listened to yours and Mr. Bennett's podcast. So.
Well, Mike's coming on mine. Mike's coming on mine when he gets back from Daytona.
Nice.
Yeah, see, me and Mike, I'm air quotes. I know Mike. Mike was a dog handler like I was, but he was a canine handler after me. So I know of him, but I don't know him personally. So I want to have him come on and tell his story too. But I'll text you when yours is going to come out. I'd say it'll probably be out March 15th, and then the other one will probably come out April 1st. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad you came on. I really am. I'm glad we could get time to do it.
Yeah, finally, couple of schedule changes. I know I was real sick that one time, and then I was we'll do it this day. And then they called me like literally 10 minutes later, and they're like, yo, you got CQ Friday, the schedule changed. And I'm like, son of a bitch. But I'm glad you finally able to make it happen, though.
I totally understand it. I know how your guys' schedules change. I know how busy you guys are. And that's why I told you, if you need time, if you've got time between cycles and you can fit me in, great. If not, we'll do it sometime. We'll get it done. I'm just glad I got you on because, dude, it was definitely informative and definitely entertaining. I mean, to me, this is probably one of my best episodes I've done. It's easier for me to talk to guys like you because we both love to hunt. We were both in the military. That's why I talk to vets anyway. But I feel like I've known you my whole life. So it's like it was so easy to talk to you. And you, like I said, I've had a lot of friends of mine that were drill sergeants that, you know, I hung out with all the time. You have that same mentality. You guys all have it. So it's easy to talk to you. So I've enjoyed it. It was a blast. I will say.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I had a blast too. It's pretty fun to be on a podcast and stuff.
Dude, you're more than welcome to call anytime you want. You're more, especially like this year. If you do go hunting and you kill one, definitely look me up, and I'll definitely get you on again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So go spend time with your family. Enjoy your day off tomorrow.
Thank you.
I would turn my cell phone off with me. That's just me.
Oh yeah, I don't respond to anything when I'm off. You know, why don't you respond? Because I'm off, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I ain't thinking about you. All these damn privates.
I will give out one of the tricks of the trade. So when I lived in the barracks, I always kept one beer open sitting in my fridge. That way, if somebody come knocking on my door and it's my day off, I'd open the door holding a beer.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, can't come to work. I'm drinking.
Yep. No, I've used that one before.
Yep.
I've used that one before.
I learned that from the E4 Mafia when I first got in the barracks. That's what I learned. I was like, yep, I'm doing that. So, dude, I'd turn my phone off. No, not do anything. So,
I hear you, brother.
Well, man, you have a good night. Thanks for coming on. Like I said, I'll shoot you a message when these episodes get edited and stuff, and they're gonna come out. I'll text you, let you know. But
all right, brother. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All
right, man. Well, hey, go enjoy your night. Enjoy your day tomorrow, and I will text you later.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Good talking to you.
Hey, you too, man. Take care. Be safe.
You too, man.
See you.
Later.
Later.